fucking gas.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Danny Ferrari.
My name is Parker Immense.
We are Excellent Sound, and today we're going to tell you why your subs suck.
It's terrible.
They suck.
They're funny.
Don't worry, we got you.
Don't you worry.
We got you, okay? We're going to show you some great sub tricks. We're going to go ahead and put this preset in the download description below so you guys can have it. We have a cool little sub preset that we kind of figured out, and some really cool tips that you probably haven't heard of.
We got you. Daddy's got you, dude.
Daddy's got you. Mommy's got you.
Double dads.
Cousins got you. I don't know why.
Cousins?
Yeah. We're gonna be going ahead and showing you guys how we made the sub. Fuck me. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys how we made the sub from our Marshmallow and Eptic remake Hitta. Really, really great sub. Really, really powerful. Sounds a little something like this. Woo. Really, really good sub. Here it is, essentially soloed. Ooh. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you're making a sub is always have a tuner, okay? So whenever I hit a note on this, I can always know where it's going to be at. Okay, so we're going to start with an initiated patch, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to use basic shapes. So let's go ahead and put it to a sine wave at first, and you're done. That's it.
There it is.
There's a little bit more to it, okay?
Step one.
Step one, make a sine wave. Ding, get a tuner. Ding. A couple things that you can do is I like to add pitch modulations to my subs a lot. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll go ahead and put this into envelope mode, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this into flat 50, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a pitch slope just like so. This is kind of like adding its own little kick to it, and put it on the coarse pitch. And then you're gonna wanna go ahead and adjust the envelope as desired. Right? Right, that's pretty nice. A lot of times too with my subs is I like a little bit slower of an attack. That's another little adjustment you can kind of make if you want to go ahead and take that clickiness out.
Because it gives room for the kick.
Right. A lot of times you hear subs, they have just like a tiny little pitch in it if you listen to them, so that's kind of nice. We're going back to the actual tune, which is actually going to really, really help with the sub coming through. And also, you want to make sure you have an EQ so you can see what's happening here. We have just one sine wave, which is just one harmonic range of frequency right there. Now that we got that, let's go ahead and add a little bit of effects. The things I like to add mostly is like stuff like distortion. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some distortion. Okay, I'm gonna turn the drive up. And then when you have distortion like this, you get these harmonics. The big thing that I like to do is I like to put macros on my distortion or my effects for my sub. So we have different options. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. Disto. Now, the thing about subs is we're looking for what I like to think of as called the W, right? We got a real big kind of W here, but we're gonna go ahead and we wanna get some more harmonics around this range. That's kind of what we're going for. Another thing I like to do is add a multi-band compressor, an OTT. I think this really, really helps out a lot of times if you wanna get like a really, really aggressive sub, right? These are pretty much stock. I mean, you can turn up the gain. Like those weird joyride subs or those early house subs, you put a little bit of OTT on it and it really, really adds up a lot. Sometimes a little too much OTT is not a good idea. So what I like to do is I like to have a macro on the mix knob like so. So I'll go ahead and put macro 2 on there, and I'm just gonna call this OTT. Right, so if I wanna add it in just a little bit, I can, right? And I can see my harmonics showing there. And what we're going for is the W, right? The dubs, right? So this, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the W essentially is this right here, but we wanna go ahead and get some more harmonic range in here. I wanna get some more activity in this range right here to make a real nice W.
Yeah, we're at like a U right now.
We're at a U, no good, okay? Add an OTT to your sub will kind of help out a lot, and add a macro to it so you can adjust it in. And also too, you can adjust these too. I'm gonna turn the OTT all the way up. Don't sleep on these bands.
They're huge.
They're huge bands. Okay. So that's one way of getting more harmonics. I'm gonna turn it down all the way for right now. Another reason why people's subs suck is because of, like I was mentioning with the W, is they're missing that harmonic frequency. And one of the best tricks that I think that we have in our back pocket is actually editing that actual frequency in. So adding in those harmonics, what you wanna do is you wanna go ahead and get into the wavetable editing, right? So if I just hit a note, right? It's pretty basic. I can see right here, nothing really happening. I got a little bit of drive in there, so I'm getting that harmonic. But to get that real nice W, these are actually the different harmonic ranges. So if I add that, look, there's that W like I was talking about. And you can reference other people's subs and you can see how loud they are. So this is a volume of those frequency ranges. And then I can go ahead and add another one right here, right? That's gonna be a little too much. There it is. I usually like it like this, pretty high. I usually want something like that, okay? And then usually I'll turn this up as high as I possibly can, right? Because that's the
fundamental.
That's the fundamental frequency. So that's why you want to have that loudest. This actually flips the phase. I always try my sub in different phases to see if it sounds better this way or the other way. A lot of times I like it going this way.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you're always pairing your sub with your other sounds in your song.
Correct.
So the phase could be off in one of the other sounds and you want to match it.
Yeah, so using this is a good little tool to adjust the phase. Don't sleep on that too as well. Okay, now that I got that, I like to add a low pass filter. I usually go a little bit more overboard than this. I might go like get it pretty loud. Not too much harmonic. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I'll add this low pass filter, right? And with this low pass filter, I'll usually put a cutoff on there as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this like an 18 or 24, okay? Because I wanna be able to control how much of the harmonics are going through. I'm gonna turn this all the way up too. And I'm also gonna put random on all the way down. So it starts at the same point of the phase each time. Beautiful. Okay, now that I got that, I'm gonna go ahead and label this low pass. Turn this all the way up. Beautiful. And now that I have that, now I can go back in and start editing these how I want. And another thing you could do is you could have another low pass right here as well. If I start using these effects, that low frequency that I'm taking, those harmonics that I'm shaping, and now I'm re-adding them in with the distortion and the OTT, the signal flow is essentially adding those back in. So you might want to have another one. So in this case, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and make another low pass, but we're going to do a low 18 so that if we do get real heavy distorted, I'm going to turn this up too. I'm gonna go ahead and put a macro on that as well. Go ahead and have it go from all the way forward. Do low pass. So look, here's my fundamental. Now I can bring them in as I please. And also too, I can adjust this pitch too, however I want. And then another thing that you can do, which I'll do sometimes, is I'll just have, depending upon the low pass filter that I'm using, or where I have it set to. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a nice
right?
sub.
What I'll do a lot of times is I will go ahead and have a macro on the pitch if I don't want that on. And the way that you would do that is, let's say I would have to use a macro right here, but let's go ahead and use the OTT because I'm not really using it that much.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to LFO1, which is affecting the chorus pitch. And over here in aux source, I'm gonna go ahead and set that to macro number 2 right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this off the OTT and I'm just gonna turn it up a little bit to where I had it. Now this is my pitch dry wet, right? So now if I have this down, you just hear the sub all the way up. There's that little kick. So you can kind of mix that in too, however you want. That's what's kind of cool about using the OTT too, is like really shape it. And then even too, like an EQ sometimes, just boosting. You know, maybe adding another little low pass like so. And what you're doing is you're shaping your sub. So essentially, again, the magic W right here, that's what you want. That's what we're looking for, that little W. That's always gonna bring in a lot of nice harmonics to your sub. It's always gonna sound pretty clean. And of course, you can process afterward. If you guys wanna grab this sub, it's in the download description below. We wanna do a quick video for you guys just so you can have something really cool. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.
Songs the fucking gas.